Right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Champion Principles YouTube channel. Hope each one of you all are having a good day today, guys. I just want to have a quick power talk with you real quick. Um, I know that in my city and many other cities, we are facing a crisis with violence. And I know a lot of times when it hit home or it's somebody that we know or we hear about it constantly, I know we really upset about it. And, guys, the only way that we can do anything about violence, crime in general with our young people is number one, we as parents do what we're supposed to do. And I know you guys already know this, but, we as parents, me too included, we have to pay more attention to our children. We need to get all in their business to find out what they are doing, who they're doing it with. It's okay to say no, guys. Every time your child want to go somewhere, you do not have to tell them yes. There's nothing wrong with telling your child no. They need to go home. They need to sit at home. They need to go read something. They need to go clean up something. They need to do something productive. That's how many of us was raised. Our parents, our mother, most of us grew up with just mothers and single parent households, or with our grandmother. We had rules. We heard no way more than we heard yeah. And that's one thing we got to get back to. Number one, we got to raise our kids the right way. We got to put some rules in place. We got to stop being their friends. It's not popular to tell our boys and girls, our children, no. I know it hurt us when we have to tell them no. And sometimes it's hard to say no. But we have to do that sometimes. We have to tell them no. We are the leaders. We're the ones who're supposed to model proper behavior for them. We can't be all out there doing all kind of crazy stuff and expect they're not going to do crazy stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, sometimes when you raise your child even the right way, sometimes they're still going to go astray. Sometimes they're still going to make bad decisions and do the wrong thing. But you have to be comfortable with being a parent to say, hey, I know I did the best I can. I know I did the best I could. And then we always going to love them. We're still going to support them. But a lot of times, guys, if we are just honest about the situation, a lot of times we don't know what our children are doing. We don't know what they're getting themselves into. We don't know who they're hanging out with. We don't know if they're doing good things, bad things. We just sometimes just kind of like don't want to be bothered. As long as they go in there and play the game, as long as they go with their friend and things like that, there's no way your children should be hanging out after a certain time. There's no way possible you should not know where your children are at all times. And I know we're gonna step on some toes, and this is not about one particular incident. This is all about us as parents doing what we're supposed to do. Ask yourself, check your temperature. How great of a parent are you? Stop making excuses about, hey, we gotta work, we all gotta work. I know I work way too much myself. But we gotta make sure that we're watching our children. We have to make sure we keep our children out of these streets. Even if you live in certain neighborhoods, and if you don't live in certain neighborhoods, you still have a responsibility to know where your children are. It's your responsibility to teach them the difference between right and wrong. It's your responsibility to show them and model good behavior for them. It's your responsibility. They're your child. It's your responsibility. Now I know some people are going to say, well, the schools, but guess what? School's not even in right now. So how can the school help you with anything? You have to take responsibility as a parent. I have to take responsibility as a parent. I got double duty. So I got to take responsibility as a parent, and I also have to take responsibility as a teacher to teach our children. I know many people think they got it all figured out, and they think their way is better, and they think these ideas or what's a mentor program or whatever. Guys, it's going to take way more than that. It's going to take way more than just a mentor program. It's going to take way more than parenting. It's going to take the whole society to do what's right for our boys and girls. But it do start at home. That's where it starts first, at home. But then it rolls over into the school. We got to have strong teachers, administrators, community partners to come in and help our boys and girls to keep them on the right track. But we got to stop pointing the finger and blaming everybody. We're in a state of crisis. And contrary to popular belief, guys, it's been going on for a long time. I know some people are seeing different things that happen in neighborhoods. Guys, I can remember back 22 years ago, robberies were going on, drugs were going on, murder was going on, same things are going on. I think now that we have social media, everything is just highlighted so much. And yeah, I think we're probably having a lot more crime and a lot more violence now. But I think the key to it is we as parents, we're not paying attention to our children. You know, look at their uniforms they're wearing. Some of us allowing our kids to go out looking any type of way. Like, like they say, if you got a police uniform on, guess what? You probably look like a police. If you got a gangster uniform on, guess what? It's a possibility you may be a gangster. Think about that. You got a church boy uniform on, you're probably going to be a church boy. And some of us are just ignoring those signs. I know you're probably offended by what I just said, but you are ignoring the signs. If your child is hanging out, that's a sign. If you're walking around your child cursing all the time, that's a sign. If your child is getting all upset all the time, and I guess seem like it's some type of violent attitude or whatever, that's a sign. If your child is hanging out with people you don't know, that's a sign. If your child always gets suspended from school, that's a sign. If the teacher's always calling you, that's a sign. If you never see your child doing any homework, any work at all, that's a sign. Guys, pay attention to the signs. Don't ignore the signs. It's your responsibility, my responsibility as a parent to do whatever we need to do to make sure our boys and girls are safe and sound. Use the same type of energy when you think you have been done wrong, or when you think your child has been done wrong by the school, by the police, or whoever. Use that same motivation and same energy and apply it to yourself when you are raising your child. Who's holding you accountable? Who's holding you responsible? Ask yourself, check your temperature, guys. I know it's hot in here, but check it. I'm not here to point the finger or blame anybody, but I know what? I am 100% accountable and responsible for my son. Whether he do well, whether he do bad, I'm accountable. I'm responsible. It's my responsibility to make sure he's doing what he's supposed to do, he's where he's supposed to be, who he's hanging out with. You got to harass your child just like me. I go in his room probably 20 times a day. He'll tell you. He's in there playing the video game and doing what he's doing. I'll walk in there, sit right beside him. Who are you talking to, Jay? What are you doing? What are you talking about? Tell me about this game. How was your day? I know it's irritating to him, but that's what we have to do as parents. Pay attention to your children. And you know what, guys? I love mentor programs. I love what Mind Changers are doing and other organizations, some churches are doing. But don't depend on somebody else to raise your child. You have to do that. They are just helping raise the child. They are assisting times you may have to go to work or you may be a little busy. There's no replacement for that parent raising their child. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, men, you are dropping the ball. I don't care nothing about what your relationship is with the mom. I said this on Mind Changers. We was on a live interview. It does not matter what your relationship is with that mom and what she's saying and about the child support and all that. That do not stop you from being a father to your child. How do you expect these young boys to grow up to be successful men if they have not seen examples of it? If they have never seen an example of a positive male, if the first one they've seen is when they go to the church or when they go to the school, it's too late. They need to see their father. I'm not talking about finances. I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about time, modeling good behavior. They don't need to see you with your pants hanging down with J's on, with gold in your mouth. That's not what they need to see. They ain't knocking you, but that's not modeling good behavior for them. I didn't say you had to put a suit on, but at least carry yourself accordingly. When you look at yourself, is that how you want your son to be raised? Are you the type person that you would want your daughter to date? Think about that for a second. So if we out here talking all reckless, acting all reckless, dressing reckless, being reckless, what you think your son gonna do? Think about that. Check the temperature, guys. Whoo, it's hot in here. What kind of example are you setting? When I point a finger at you, it's pointing right back at me. I'm talking about me too. What type of example are we setting? I talk about it all the time. It's so important for us to be good fathers. My father dropped the ball. Lord have mercy. I don't even know how I'm here today. Thank goodness for a great mom and grandparents and aunts and uncles and all those people and friends, because he dropped the ball. We are basically learning on the job training. That's a dangerous thing to do. So don't just keep pointing the finger at the young people. Point the finger at yourself. Point the finger at the adults. What is it that the adults are not doing right? What example did the adults set for that child? So when we out there in the streets and we're doing what we're doing, we're running from here to there, and we're forgetting about our children, don't be shocked why they're doing what they're doing. You follow me? We set the example for our children. There are some things that my mom would just not let me do. There are some places she would not let me go. And don't tell me all this stuff I don't understand, because I know where I was raised at. I know where I was born at. In some of the same communities that you were born in. Some of the same communities that you lived in. But I still had that mom who believed in rules and who believed in raising her children the right way. And sometimes, again, like I said, you still stray away sometimes. But hopefully that foundation is solid enough so you will not stray too far. Guys, this is just my 2 cents today from the Champion Principle. Have a good day.